Hey guys, welcome to blaugrana. Welcome to another video, and today is time to talk about Barcelona again. And well, first I wanted to quickly address what happened about the video with Leicester City. I think it was just important to mention it. They deserved it. There's other teams that probably deserve some mention, and I'll probably try to do it. It's just that, you know, that was perfect timing with Barcelona not playing this weekend, not being that many Barcelona news. I mean, there's been the occasional stuff here or there, but mostly no news about Barcelona. There is things I want to discuss in the case of that I'll be probably trying to do it in the next couple of days, like Ansu Fati, Carles Perez, why they have been frozen out of the squad all of a sudden, that there needs to be merit to Krasi instead of, like, you know, hierarchy, which is what is happening right now at Barcelona. I wanted to discuss the topic about Granit Xhaka, about the situation that happened in the game against Crystal Palace, but I'm gonna leave that for another video. And today I wanted to discuss something that I've mentioned in previous videos, but I haven't had the opportunity to talk about it. But before we play against this game again on Tuesday, it's important to, you know, I think it's important to mention it. The radar. I haven't seen many people talk about it, and it shouldn't be like a main topic of discussion for the week, but it should be, like, you know, mentioned, and it's an explanation of why I think that the dressing room have so much power, that is not only the board that is mistaken, but also the players that have a philosophy that is not according to what they used to do. And I'm gonna be leaving these images, and if you guys don't know what these images represent, and the title of the video and the thumbnail, it's about Barcelona basically leaving that dressing room that they were allowed to use for the games against Slavia Prague. They left it like a mess. It was a complete disaster, and it is unacceptable how they did what they did here. And yes, I am glad that the players after the game were very mad with themselves about this performance, and I'm glad about it, because that means that they know that they need to improve, and that's good. It's good that they know that they need to make self-criticism and improve, and I hope that they do it. But this is not the Barcelona way. And when I say the Barcelona way, don't mean it about, it's not only the things we do in the pitch, but also what we do outside of it. It's not only pass and move, having a lot of possession, attacking nice football. It's also the things the values that as a club we represent. We are that club that for a long time we didn't used to have any sponsorship other than UNICEF at the front of our shirt. We are that club that has captivated many millions of football fans, doing the things that no other clubs has done, in my opinion. Like, we were that emblem of, like the reason that Barcelona is not the most popular club in Spain, but it is probably the most popular club outside of it, where we have captivated millions and millions with our philosophy, with our way of doing things, by, you know, having UNICEF in the front of our shirt, by being sympathetic, by having things that other people can associate with the club. And that's why they want to belong to Barcelona, be a part of it. And an important thing of that is, for example, we normally are a club that has a lot of youngsters from our youth academy included in our first team squad, and it's for a very specific reason. Not only because they have been trained to play a certain way for a number of years, and that benefits it, because the moment that they get promoted to the first team, they know what they're doing. The clear example is Riqui Puig and Ansu Fati. Why Ansu Fati looks to have better decision making in a possession that is very similar to Ousmane Dembele's, and why does he have at this age a little bit of better decision making, or shows to have better decision making as Ousmane Dembele, because it's perfectly normal, because he's been here a long time, and although your technique can improve and other things can improve, you've been coached the same way for years. Dembele has just arrived to the scene, and when I mean just arrived, I mean that Ansu Fati has doubled his time that he's been at Barcelona, and that is something very important to recognize. We have youngsters that belong to the club that are taught not only how to play, but how to behave. The reason that Pep Guardiola was able to do all his things with these core players was because we had the likes of Xavi, Iniesta, Puyol, even the likes of Piqué, Busquets, Messi, Pedro, Victor Valdez. We had all these players that not only they were really top quality players, and of course they were, obviously, like, you don't have to be a genius to recognize that, but they were raised with our values of respecting the coach, let the coach be the maximum leader. And again, I mention again the words of Ibrahimovic. The players, when I got here, only me and Henry were defined the coach. The other players seem to be like players from little school, from middle school, like from playgrounds, like, and that's exactly what I think the players should do. The players should listen explicitly to the coach. Whether the coach is good enough or not, that is not the player's decision to make. And if things don't go well, then the coach will be judged. But the moment that the players start doing things on their own and not listening to the coach, there's nothing you can criticize the coach about, or there's less that you can criticize the coach about, because his thought process is not going according to what he's ambitioned. And these are not the values that Barcelona should be like follow with, because I see these, and other teams are gonna see these, are gonna be like, hey, Barcelona are that team that leaves the dressing room in a mess. I believe this happened something similar to this against Rayo Vallecano last season, where we won 3-2. That the players were also kind of mad that they played really badly and they still won by being very lucky. And this is a thing that cannot be allowed to happen. We are raised with some values. We raise these players to be respectful of the coaches, to be good sportsmen. This is not being good sportsmen. This is not a symbol of having solidarity with others. Think about it. Would you like to be that person that needs to be cleaning this mess? If someone if someone that you care about was the one cleaning this mess, wouldn't you feel really bad about it? That they unfairly have to clean a dressing room that was this badly taken care of? I wouldn't. I know I wouldn't. If it was me or my mom or someone I know having to clean these, I would be pissed at the players. And I am pissed at the players because I know that they are better than this, or they should be better than this. And Valverde, and not only Valverde, the staff, the technical staff, they need to take matters into their own hands. Like, this is something that in the Pep Guardiola era or in Luis Enrique's era, this would have never happened. Never happened, because there were established rules. Everyone cleans up the dressing room. I bet you that those dressing rooms during those days, they were spotless. That those players left it in optimal conditions. But when you see attitudes like the one Messi and Suarez have with Dembele, like the way that we don't press, the signs that Piqué has of basically talking as if he was the president of the club, Jordi Alba saying that we are like used to being very successful, that we are very bad used to being very successful. Busquets and Iniesta at their time criticizing Luis Enrique about the tactical setup. All those things are signs that we are not doing what we used to do. And when Messi says about the winning project, and this is something I'm going to keep bringing up time and time again about the winning project. Well, if you want a winning project, start by doing what you used to do when you were winning. And it's not something that I'm saying because, and you have to believe me, but think about it. You've changed in response to how you used to do things, and the results have changed as well. Well, maybe it would be a good idea to change back to what you used to do. You know, do the high press, play with youngsters, listen to the coach, listen to the rules, follow the rules, train harder than anyone else, because those Barcelona players, they always get reasoned with being like only very skillful players, but they were some really they worked really hard. Like, I have to tell you, if you watch the best Barcelona teams, they were teams that if you compare them to this current Liverpool side, you would say that they press about the same level. Because they did. Because they were so intense. And you pair that with their skill, and that's what makes us the best team in history. That's what made that Barcelona team the best team in history. And we are not that right now. And we're not doing the things that we used to do. Therefore, we need to go back to that and be back to ourselves. Because if there's a sign that this cannot go back to normal, then there needs to be changes addressed. I don't care who it is. If the whole squad, like, and I mean it, if I'd rather play with the whole Barcelona B that are gonna listen to the coach than having these players continue to have their way, because eventually things are gonna improve if we do the things that we used to do when we were winning. And I know it. Maybe not in the short term. In the short term, we might not succeed. Although, to be honest, we have a team that even if you take the heavyweights off the squad, out of the team, we should have a team competitive enough to at least challenge for all trophies. And I'm not kidding you. If you take out Suarez, if you take out Busquets, Rakitic, Piqué, Alba, you still have a team that's fairly competitive. Even if you take out Messi. Yes, I know that without Messi, we look sometimes like we have no answer to like problems, and Messi is a problem solver. He's the best problem solver that you could ever have. But we're a team that basically is not far off from progressing through without this era. And I'm probably gonna be making a video soon about the team that I would do if a full cleanup has to be made of this team. Not saying that I would do a full cleanup just yet, but if worst comes to worst, or things needed to be addressed, or a manager wants to come in and do basically what Pep did when he got here, that was get rid of the most toxic players in the dressing room, then that's what I would do probably, and I have a few ideas. And if you guys want me to do that, leave it in the comment section. But yeah, I just don't like to see these, and I'm sure you guys don't want to see it either. You guys want to see a Barcelona team that is fighting for that fair play award every year, that is considered worldwide the best team in the world, not only because of how we play, but also because of our values as a football club. And with all said and done, leave me all your opinions in the comment section below. What do you think about this? What do you think about the situation? Leave me all your opinions in the comment section below. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you next one on Blaugranas.